it will just really be to play their own game and make sure that they control the pace of this, because if they're able to control, they will be fine.
Yep. As you said, pace is a big thing that is going to have to be controlled for the Greyhounds. As we get ready to hear the starters for the Greyhounds. We got audio. So, how do the Hounds go about controlling pace? Are they going to want to play more of a half-court game, or are they going to try to get out and run?
Considering the way this team is made up, I think they're going to want to play more of a running game. They have players that can move really quickly. Martha Burse and Devin Ferguson, when they're by themselves, they can just go, and nobody can stop them. So they're going to have to make sure they keep this game quick and fast, and that they are constantly on their way back to the basket.
In an up-and-down game, though, how much of a factor does their depth play if they're sprinting up and down the court?
It will play quite a bit of a factor because, I mean, if you're sprinting up and down, you are going to get tired. Their players will have to come on and off the bench when they can. But this Uindy team, that's been one of their strengths, is that they are able to keep up generally throughout most of the game.
We're getting set for the tip-off here at Nickerson Stadium at the University of Indianapolis as the Hounds are about to break their huddle. We're going to line up for the tip here. Expect to see Casey Eschweiler for the Eagles to do the tip. Across from her will be Ashley Montanez for the Greyhounds. Ref gets to center court, and it's up. And the Greyhounds come down with it. That is Alexa Bailey bringing it up for the Hounds. And some aggressive play there on the sideline. Some great defense there from Randa Harshbarger. It's going to be Greyhound ball. Bailey is inbounding it for the Greyhounds. I can't see him.
It's Burse.
Burse, there we go. Gets it down to Montanez. Montanez, a strong move to the basket, getting around Eschweiler. Over here on the wing, we've got Alexa Davidson down to Eschweiler. Eschweiler's pass is stolen by Burse. Burse up the center of the court, finds Bailey, who is fouled with a strong take to the hoop.
Great awareness there by Burse to be able to get inside and grab that pass away there from Eschweiler. She had great presence inside the paint, and that's exactly what the Greyhounds need to start this game off here.
Absolutely. As you said they wanted to control the pace. She knocks down the first. Bailey on the season is an 80% free throw shooter and misses the second. Davidson on the wing finds Eschweiler. Harshbarger. We've got an off-the-ball foul against Alexa Bailey for the Greyhounds.
It's the first foul of the game. Unfortunately, not going the Greyhounds' way.
Katie Grooms to inbound for the Eagles. Finds Harshbarger. Harshbarger's looking to take it to the rim. He's going to bring it back out. Harshbarger trying to direct the offense a little bit. Looking to get it to Eschweiler. Eschweiler up here at the elbow. Out to Harshbarger for three. And that is off of a USI player, according to the officials. Greyhound ball.
Greyhounds definitely have been prepping well for this game as they were able to keep USI outside the arc, which I mentioned at the beginning of the game was going to have to be a really big key for them as the Eagles are not good at three-point shooting. Bailey
finds Burse. A strong take to the hoop for... Here we go. We've got Davidson with the ball finds Harshbarger. Harshbarger looking to drive. And that great defense by Martha Burse gets it up to the court to Ferguson, who misses the layup. Unfortunately, that is Eschweiler with the board. Harshbarger brings it to Davidson. Gets the shooter's roll on the three-point bucket.
Davidson, the best three-point shooter for the team at 42%.
Bailey gets it back to Burse. Burse is able to get up to Taylor Drury. Looking to get to Montanez. Montanez playing physical back out to Drury. A little long on the three ball. We've got Harshbarger bringing it up for the Eagles. We've got Davidson looking for a shot. Picks up her dribble. Was looking for Dahlstrom. Wild play, comes down with it as Bailey for the Greyhounds. Drury under the basket. Another layup for the Greyhounds, who are out to a hot start. And Liz, you said that at the start, that this is what the Greyhounds are going to have to do if they're going to try to upset the Eagles.
Absolutely. They have been quite phenomenal here at the beginning of this game, especially on defense. They've been very aware of where every USI player is and making sure they're covered. Or if they're not covered, it's generally someone that's far enough back and outside the arc where they're unlikely to make it. So the Greyhounds just have to keep up this defensive pressure. They've had some great steals, some great awareness. I mean, we just saw that wonderful steal by Alexa Bailey to get it down the court and get that two-pointer there for Drury.
Yep, absolutely. To me, it seems that the Greyhounds have been extremely physical here at the start of the game. How much of a role do you think that's played?
I think it's played quite a bit of a role, and the Greyhounds are a fairly physical team, and while sometimes that can be a little bit of a line that you have to be careful of because you don't want to foul too much by being too physical, but here against USI, it's definitely been helping them out that they are able to get in between everyone and make sure they're able to grab that ball. Both
of these teams are a little bit of an old school team as they don't shoot the three balls extremely well, so they do have to pound the rock a little bit. So I think the physicality for the Greyhounds is going to be something to watch out for.
Absolutely. Be a big factor here in this game, for the Greyhounds at least.
Absolutely. And we're coming out here out of the timeout. It's going to be USI ball. The Hounds leading 7-3. That is Harshbarger bringing it up for the Eagles. Tough defense from Bailey. Is able to find Sherwood back up to Harshbarger, looking for the take, and sails the pass long. Was looking for Katie Grooms. It's going to be Greyhound ball. To inbound for the Hounds is going to be Martha Burse. She will look to inbound to Alexa Bailey.
Bailey was able to get some good defensive pressure there to force Grooms to throw outside of the area.
Burse, top of the key, is able to. Drury with the ball. Strong take by Alexa Bailey. Good defense there by Randa Harshbarger to poke a hand in there and swat it away.
That's what USI is good at, is making sure that they can get on defense when the other team's scoring.
This is Burse from the elbow. Just a little long. Was rebounded by Dahlstrom. Over to Harshbarger. On the take, we've got Katie Grooms. Gosh.
Looks like they've had a couple substitutions
quick
here.
Ball movement here. Pump fake there by Harshbarger. Strong take and gets the roll. That was a great pump fake there by Harshbarger. As the Eagles are now pressing the Hounds in a full court press. Really pressuring Bailey and Burse on the inbounds. Is able to find Bailey. Bailey's able to sprint it up. Finds Drury, has an open look. Knocks it down, toes on the line, so that will be a 2-point shot. But great press break by the Hounds. Harshbarger with the ball. Finds Sherwood. That was Rowan down to...
And a steal there by Montanez for the Greyhounds to make sure they don't get a shot off.
We've got Burse at the top of the key calling out the plays for the Greyhounds. Finds Montanez. Looking for Burse again, and we've got another off-the-ball foul against the Eagles. Looks like it went against Morgan Dahlstrom.
Her first.
Great inbound pass from Bailey to Montanez. Quickly puts it up. The defender had the back turned. Harshbarger finds Michaela Rowan. Rowan was trying to find Morgan Sherwood. There's a scrap for the ball. That's Rowan and Devin Ferguson fighting for it. They're going to call a loose ball foul on Devin Ferguson as she went over the top of Rowan. To inbound for the Eagles, it is Morgan Dahlstrom. Harshbarger has it. Dahlstrom looking to drive. Strong take, good defense there. Strong defense by Ferguson. Bailey bringing it up. Quickly brings it up. Finds a wide open Ashley Montanez for an easy 2-point bucket as the Hounds are off to a scorching start here.
Having another 5-point run there as they had to start off the game.
We've got another off-the-ball foul. That's going to go against Burse as she was very physical in trying to get through that screen.
Be the team's third foul here in the first quarter. So their physicality may be working for them at times, but they've got to be really careful about these off-the-ball fouls that they've been racking up.
Especially with the depth struggles. To inbound is Katie Grooms. Grooms finds Davidson. Back to Grooms. Grooms with an acrobatic reverse layup for the Eagles. Ferguson quickly up the court. It is swatted out of her hands by, that is Ashley Johnson in for the Eagles. Good defense.
Good awareness by Grooms to move through the paint and in the lane and get that contested layup there.
Absolutely. Here we've Bailey on the pass back to Burse. Burse finds Montanez. Montanez in, surrounded by 3 Eagles. Loses it, but it will be Greyhound ball. Looks like it's going to be Drury on the inbound pass.
Looks as if Casey Eschweiler was struggling there to get up and has now moved off to the bench and has a towel pressed to her face, wondering if maybe the ball ended up getting her in the face at one point.
She was one of the Eagle players surrounding Montanez on that shot. You wonder if there's just some incidental contact, something you don't want to see.
Looks like we're taking a bit of a break here to clean that up.
That's Casey Eschweiler, averaging about 10 points a game for the Eagles. Someone that they don't really want to lose.
No, they're definitely hoping that this is just a minor thing and that she can come back after they take care of it. But it's looking like she has that towel pressed pretty hard on her face and that they're having to clean up quite a bit here as well as one of Uindy's athletic trainers works on the court.
That's going to be a sub. Michaela Rowan will take over for Eschweiler in her absence. We've got Drury on the inbound pass. Gets it quickly to Burse. Burse double teamed, finds Drury for an open look, and Drury knocks down the 3 for the Greyhounds.
Drury not really known as a three-point shooter, but she's taken quite a few long shots today that have gone in.
Got Davidson on the wing, finds Rowan. Rowan looking for a bucket. A strong take by Michaela Rowan to get under the hoop and back up and in for the Eagles. She's going to have an opportunity here for a 3-point play.
Definitely something the Screaming Eagles are looking for here right now as they're struggling to find their offense. So getting the Greyhounds to execute some plays that they don't want to and getting themselves to the line is going to be key for them right now to get back into this game.
Rowan lining up a shot. Misses it long, but it's Davidson brings it down for the Eagles. Misses her layup, and we got Bailey bringing the ball up for the Greyhounds. Finds Montanez, a good pass by Bailey. A little jump hook there by Montanez, no good. Rowan on the rebound. Got Ashley Johnson bringing it up for the Eagles. Finds Katie Grooms. Down in the post. Morgan Dahlstrom with a good take. Very aggressive press defense here. Able to find Ferguson, back to Burse. Burse sprinting it up the sideline. Is going to get it across. Back to Bailey. Bailey looking for some help. It has it taken away by Davison. Davison sprinting up the court. Takes it all the way herself and banks in the layup. And now we've got a timeout here. 30-second timeout for the Greyhounds.
Eagles were able to go on quite a run there. It was a run of, looks like it was 8 points here. So they were able to kind of wear down the Greyhounds here early in the beginning and are finding their way back here with 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yep, this is not what the Greyhounds want to see, as they did start out very strong, but Southern Indiana seems to have found some traction here.
And it definitely seemed a lot of that was motivated after Eschweiler went out. So you can tell that this USI team definitely wants to make sure that despite the loss of her, that they can still keep this game going and show that they still have the strength. I mean, they are 7-0.
Absolutely. And they are receiving votes for the top 25. So this is a very talented team that Coach Rick Stein has. To Ferguson. Ferguson back to Burse. Scary pass from Ferguson. Knocked away by Davidson.
One problem with the full court press is that even when you get into it, sometimes the ball won't go back your way because you're going to be swatting it out of bounds so often.
We've got Burse on the inbound. Finds Ferguson. Tight defense, able to shake Ashley Johnson. Ferguson all the way coast to coast and comes up short on the layup, but is able to get her own shot back. We've got Burse here at the top of the key. And that is Tristan Philpott with the ball. Back to Burse. Finds Ferguson. Drury from inside the paint. Misses. But Mondes is able to come up with the scrap. And misses the layup.
Greyhounds is not able to find the wall. They've been able to put up a couple nice shots, but nothing's fallen in yet.
It's Dahlstrom. Is fouled on the shot. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. That foul's on Devin Ferguson.
It's going to be your second of the game. The only Greyhound with multiple fouls at this point.
And if you're the Greyhounds, now that you have quite a few team fouls here, do you maybe back off a little bit on the physicality of the physical play, as you don't have a lot of depth?
Considering that a lot of the fouls came at the beginning of the quarter as opposed to now, I wouldn't back off on the physicality, especially when you're only leading this game by 2. They're going to have to keep it up and get this game back into their hands and then maybe back off on their physicality for a little bit.
Dahlstrom's second shot is up and good, and she knocks down both. Burse gets it into Bailey, back to Burse. Davidson on the defense. Burse was looking, had it knocked away for a second, but was able to come back up with it. That's Bailey. The Eagles in a 2-3 zone defense, trying to limit Montanez's looks. Great pass fake by Philpott, but had it knocked away, is able to come up with it. Fortunately, it's another dangerous pass. That's Burse. Montanez really fighting down there. Wasn't able to come up with it. And it's going to be Greyhound ball as it hit the back of the backboard, it appears.
Ended up going off of Michaela Rowan's hands, unfortunately. She was fighting to grab that one down and just wasn't able to get it, so it went out on Screaming Eagle hands.
Burse, another quick 3. Able to knock that one down despite the defender's hand in her face. Johnson bringing it up the court for the Eagles. Montanez, tight defense on Rowan. Finds Grooms. Grooms misses the three. Rowan comes down with the offensive rebound, though. Grooms finds Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom from the charity stripe is able to knock it down.
Not able to use her height there. She's 6'1", and when jumping, it's hard to beat her when you're only 5'6".
Absolutely, and that's something that you noted in the pregame, is that the height was definitely going to be a factor. Bailey trying to call out the sets over to Philpott. Finds Montanez at the elbow. And we have an off-the-ball foul. That's on Montanez, just a little too aggressive down there on the block.
Montanez got her elbow there into her defender, so kind of pushed her too much and causing that foul.
And that's something the refs are never going to allow, is that extension of the arm. And into the game for the Eagles is number 10, Amani Guy. Johnson to walk the ball up for the Eagles. Finds Grooms. No one has it stripped away. That's Ferguson with the layup. No, I apologize, Burse. Burse with the steal and quick layup for the Greyhounds.
It's what she's good at.
Just a very energetic player. Rowan in the paint looking for a shot. Maybe a little contact. No call. Comes up short. We've got Bailey sprinting it up to Philpott. Lined up for almost a deep three for a second. And that's number 21 for the Greyhounds. Tina Negrescu missing on the buzzer beater three.
But a strong first quarter there for the Greyhounds. I mean, they're able to lead this game, which I'm not sure either of us expected coming in, considering how good Southern Indiana looks on paper.
Absolutely. What are some big takeaways from that first quarter for the Greyhounds to really come out here and stun USI?
When they're able to keep their pace up and make this game quick, they're able to do incredibly well. They've got players like Ferguson, Burse, Bailey, and Drury who all can sprint. And when they get down the court, it's hard to defend against them with that much momentum. They were really aware defensively at the beginning of the quarter. They lost some of that as they moved through. But I would look to see them go back to being as defensively aware as they were and get in for more skills, get in for more blocks, and make sure that they are bringing the ball back down the court for themselves.
Leading scoring for the Greyhounds was Taylor Drury with 7. Montanez had 6. Burse with 5. For USI at the end of that quarter, the leading scorer for the Eagles was Dahlstrom with 6, and Davidson had 5 as well for the Eagles. Both teams are shooting right around 50% from the field. The Hounds at 47 and the Eagles at about 54%. The Hounds with 5 assists to the Eagles 2. The big thing to take away from that, though, is the Hounds had 3 turnovers, but the Eagles doubled them with 6 in that opening quarter.
Which is very unusual for the Eagles. Generally, they only average about 15 turnovers a game, so they've almost got half of that here just in the first quarter alone.
Johnson over to Grooms. Down in the high pass sails over Ashley Johnson's head, and that was Amani Guy who will be charged with the turnover. Bailey's going to bring it up. Philpott with the ball at the top of the key. Gets it to Montanez. Is able to Montanez from the elbow. Misses it, and that's Guy who was fighting for it for the Eagles. And it appears it's going to be USI ball. They're going to call a foul on Burse.
USI being aggressive under the basket and trying to get those rebounds, which is one of the things they've been fairly good at so far this season. Dahlstrom over to Grooms. Grooms back to Johnson.
Johnson trying to find a little space from the smothering Greyhound defense. Dahlstrom, strong take, double team, and is fouled. We're going to see who that was on here. That's
I think that'll be on Ashley Montanez. Looks like she had her feet a little bit too planted there.
The refs wanted to see you go straight up and down. It looks like she just had her arms a little far forward and got Dahlstrom on the wrist. There's 2 shots for Dahlstrom.
That's definitely been a struggle for Montanez throughout her career. She definitely gotten some of those fouls low and in the post.
Misses the first. She's set up for her second shot here. Is able to put that one through. We've got Burse, 2 Eagle defenders on her in this press. Burse able to fly by though, is able to swing it out. Philpott long on the 3. Burse trying to come down with the rebound. Toe lands on the out of bounds line. It would be screaming Eagle ball.
Have to be a little bit more aware of where your body is and make sure that your foot's going to land inside as opposed to outside. That's an unfortunate turnover there for the Greyhounds as they had some momentum.
Johnson over to Grooms. Almost knocked away. We've got Johnson again. He's able to find Katie Grooms. Dahlstrom from the free throw line knocks it in. Dahlstrom is really making her presence felt here early on.
Definitely her favorite spot so far this game as she's had quite a few free throws herself before making 2 at the line.
Burse with the ball. Over to Philpott, back to Burse. Who's going to chuck up a 3. No good. Scrap for it. Grooms comes down with it. Johnson is going to push the ball quickly here. Has it stripped away by Burse. Open court in front of her. Easy 2 points for Martha Burse.
Hard to go against Martha Burse when she is streaking down that court. That's what the Greyhounds love to see out of her, getting that easy layup.
That is her 4th steal here only midway through the second quarter. Dahlstrom again. Perhaps Montanez not playing as tight of defense as she is struggling with some fouls. Back to Bailey. We've got Burse here at the top. Philpott. Dumps it down to Montanez. Takes it up strong, is able to knock it in.
Montanez has been really good from that spot all year long. She's averaging 13 points a game from there.
Grooms with it. That's Guy. Dahlstrom again, just a little strong this time. Burse is going to bring it up. Over to Philpott. Burse almost loses it over the long cross-court pass. Philpott long on the 3. The Eagles out and running, trying to push this Greyhound defense. Dahlstrom down to Guy. Guy going up strong. Good defense and a foul. I apologize. That is Tina Negoescu.
Takes a little bit of time to get her name. Just had her handle in there a little bit too far. Got to be aware of where your arms and hands are at and make sure that if you are going to go in there like that, the ref's not right next to you.
Negoescu did have good defense on the first shot, just a little too physical there on the second shot. Into the game, Taylor Drury for the Greyhounds. Montanez is going to take a break. Guy setting up for her second shot. Up and through. End of the game, Guy will take a seat and Michaela Rowan will step back in for the Eagles. Burse able to find Bailey. Quickly up the court are the Greyhounds. Some penetration there. Negoescu with it on the wing. Burse. The Hounds moving the ball very quickly, keeping this Eagle defense moving. And that's the Drury with the mid-range jumper for the Greyhounds. Katie Grooms. Davidson with the three. No good. Alexa Bailey down with the rebound.
Nice fake there by Philpott earlier to get that mid-range jumper for Drury.
Burse misses her jumper. The Eagles come down with her. That's Katie Grooms. Back in the game is Randa Harshbarger. Harshbarger is actually in the top 10 for her school in career assists.
Averages about 4 a game.
Harshbarger gets it down to Dahlstrom, and Dahlstrom again for the Eagles.
She's been on fire. That's her 13th point of the game.
Really carrying the load. I think half of her team's points have come from Dahlstrom. Bailey, again at the key. The Hounds just zipping the ball around the arc, trying to get this defense moving. Bailey loses it, and they're going to call a foul. That is on foul on the Greyhounds. It's going to be USI ball. We've got a timeout here.
That was a foul on Bailey as she ran straight into Alex Davidson, and Davidson wasn't planted. So Bailey lucky that wasn't quite a charge call because it could definitely have been.
One thing that we've noticed here, the superstar for USI, Katie Grooms, has been pretty much silent here. What do you think is happening there?
My guess is that the Greyhounds have been really focusing their defensive pressure on Grooms, making sure that she's not able to make any of the moves she usually does. Knowing how good she is, and from facing her last year, the Greyhounds know that what they need to do to win this game is shut her down. But unfortunately for them, that's left Morgan Dahlstrom open to really shine here, as she is leading the team in almost every scoring category imaginable right now.
Yeah, Dahlstrom shooting 71% from the field, 5 of 7, 3 of 4 from the charity stripe, 13 points, as well as 3 rebounds. Just really making her presence felt here. Dahlstrom only came in averaging about 15.9, 16 points a game, which is, she's already near that total here in the first half. What are the Greyhounds going to have to do to slow down Dahlstrom?
They're just going to make sure that they have to box her out, be a little bit closer on her when defending. She's able to run around and get in the gap, so they have to make sure that she is not able to get those open spaces and be very aware of where she's at all times.
Harshbarger is going to walk it up the court for the Eagles. Over to Davidson. Katie Grooms taking the hot pass there from Harshbarger. Grooms thought about the three, down to Dahlstrom, and Dahlstrom again knocking down the mid-range jumper, really owning just the baseline area of the court.
Gives USI their first lead of this game.
Bailey calling out the plays. There we go. We've got Philpott with the ball. That's Burse for 3, knocks it down. Another 3-pointer for Martha Burse.
Burse always able to come in with the right basket when the Greyhounds need it.
Grooms over on the wing. Rowan handles that ball strong. The Hounds also in a zone defense here. A 2-3 zone. Really trying to keep them off the baseline, but Dahlstrom, another open look from almost the exact same spot that she had on the previous possession.
She's been able to find that area, and the Greyhounds really have to start taking it away, otherwise this game will be out of hand soon.
Back to Bailey. Swings it over to Philpott. Zips it to Burse. Long pass to Philpott. Philpott puts up the 3 and knocks it in. The laser to rocks for Philpott.
Looks like he's been out to great shooting from behind the arc only averages 22%, but she's been able to find her shots here today.
Dahlstrom with the pump fake, strong take, and knocks it in. Morgan Dahlstrom absolutely dominating in the first half. Long pass to Montanez, is able to put it in. Montanez streaking up the court, outrunning the rest of the USI defense. Grooms, back to Harshbarger. Grooms puts up the three and gets the shooter's roll. That's 3-point bucket for Katie Grooms, bringing her total to 5 points on the game. Philpott with it, gives it back to Burse. Bailey calling out instructions to her teammates. Long pass there to Philpott. Philpott fake, strong take, and is fouled. A very aggressive move there by Philpott.
Good move though, she was able to fake out Davidson and drew the foul, so she'll be able to go to the line here to try for two to get the Greyhounds back into the lead.
Philpott will go to the line for 2 shots. And this game is much more competitive than we had originally thought coming in.
Absolutely. It has been really good to watch this game and see these two teams fighting one another here, putting on quite a show for the crowd assembled.
We've got 2 minutes left here in the first half. Philpott's second shot is up and rolls out. That's Dahlstrom on the rebound. Davidson with it on the wing. Oh, risky pass there by Harshbarger, has it tipped away. Bailey bringing it up the court for the Hounds. Mid-range jumper for Bailey, just short. And that's a really aggressive play right there by Taylor Drury. It's going to be over the back on Drury.
Definitely have to be careful of that. Make sure you're at the side as opposed to the back, as that foul can be an easy draw sometimes.
The officials are going to get together here. Substitution here, and I believe the Eagles are going to go to the line for a 1-and-1, it appears.
I believe so. They aren't in the bonus. I'm a little confused as to why they're at the line with the over-the-back foul, but
no one moves, so it appears it's just a regular 2-shot foul. And we've got Ferguson checking back in for Philpott. And it's Dahlstrom at the line. Dahlstrom hawking them both down. Bailey will inbound to Martha Burse. Burse with the strong take, streaking across the lane. Left-handed layup. Davidson missing the 3. Montanez pulling down the rebound. That's Ferguson with the ball. Over to Burse. Montanez trying to find Drury down there. They're going to say Greyhound ball. It appears a USI player stepped on the line while scrapping for the ball.
Yeah, no one's been quite as aware of their bodies as they'd probably like, as that turnover has happened for both teams quite a bit.
Montanez bursts over to Drury, and who does knock down the shot. They're going to call. The officials getting together here.
So we'll see who
the shot will. The shot will count, as there was also an off-the-ball foul. Ferguson got run over by a USI player. Quick inbound to Burse. Burse over to Drury. The Hounds just keep the ball moving quickly. trying to really put some stress on this USI defense. Katie Grooms getting a little aggressive with Bailey on the defense. Burse looking for her shot here. Swings it over to Ferguson. Ferguson for the long three. Misses it. USI pulls down the rebound. Montes hits the deck, but is quickly back up. Katie Grooms. Back to Harshbarger. Time winding down. About 10 seconds left in the quarter. Harshbarger looking for the last shot here. Quickly. Long shot from Harshbarger. It will fall short. And we will go to the half. The Hounds leading 41-37 over the USI Eagles in something that we did not predict happening, as on paper, the Eagles came in with a much stronger resume.
Absolutely. The Eagles have won 7 games so far. The Greyhounds have only won 1, but the Greyhounds were able to burst out of the gate there and take control of this game. Well, they lost a little bit in the middle there. They've been able to fight their way back too.
We're going to go down to Krista Sicard on the sideline. She is with head coach Kristen Woodrich. And we're back up here. Liz, what did you see from the Greyhounds here to really just shock the Eagles?
They had really great defensive awareness to start off this game, and I think that's what really got them going. They were able to see where USI were going to place their passes and able to predict them well enough that they were able to get people in there and take away some of those balls. We saw a couple of really nice steals at the beginning of the game from Martha Burse, that was able to turn it over and get the Greyhounds moving on those fast breaks that they are so good at.
Burse has 5 steals here in the first half, along with 12 points, and the Greyhounds had 3 players in double figures, 12 from Burse, 12 from Drury, and 10 from Ashley Montes. As you said in the pregame, Burse was going to need a lot of help, and it appears she's gotten it from several players.
Absolutely. Taylor Drury has really stepped up here in this game. Usually she only averages about 6 points a game, but she has just been on fire so far, able to land almost every shot. That 3 that she was able to make at the end of the half there was probably the best look she's had all day.
2 of 3 from three-point range, and as you said, none of the players really are true three-point shooters here on these squads. So Drury really playing outside of herself here on this game. If you look at the Eagles, we've got 21 points from Morgan Dahlstrom, absolutely dominating down there on the baseline.
Absolutely. She's been the main player here for the Eagles, which I don't think either of us really expected, but she has been able to find every open spot and just has had accuracy today that has been incredibly impressive.
21 first half points from her, from a player who's averaging about 16 points a game, already surpassing her average. What do you expect the Greyhounds to do to maybe adjust to Dahlstrom's offensive onslaught?
They've just got to focus more on Dahlstrom and less on Grooms. I feel like they've been surrounding Grooms fairly well, but they're going to have to be a little bit more even in their defensive coverage. That's the problem when, unfortunately, you know who that superstar is. You may focus too much pressure on them and then forget about everyone around them, and that's where you're going to lose points. Absolutely.
Grooms only 2 of 4, only attempted 4 shots with 5 points here. So the Greyhounds have done a great job of shutting her down, as you've noted. Dahlstrom stepping up big. Who else do you expect to step up for the Eagles so that the Greyhounds are not able to pull off this upset?
I would expect either Grooms, most likely Grooms, as she does usually average 20 points a game, and she's only at 5 here in the first half. And if she's able to come back, I think Casey Eschweiler could be quite a bit of a threat. And that may be one of the reasons that the Eagles have been struggling. She has been out here for most of that first half after something happened where she had to go off onto the sidelines.
As you noted, I was about to ask you about Eschweiler and how much of an impact you thought that had. Michaela Rowan, and Amani Guy have been playing in her leave. what are they going to have to do to really just pick up the pace pick up the load that Eschweiler left?
They're just going to have to make sure they're able to find holes and get shots up. Unfortunately, neither of them have that many points. Rowan only has 2 points. Guy only has 2, and those were only off of free throws. So they need to make sure that they're able to put up the offensive pressure that Eschweiler usually is able to take her spot.
Eschweiler averaging 10 points a game, as well as nearly 6 rebounds a game. So there's definitely a big presence, big hole left by her absence. Hopefully she'll be able to get back in the second half for the Eagles. Just looking at some statistics here, field goal percentage, the Greyhounds are at 50% flat, where the Eagles are shooting 56%. The Eagles have out-rebounded the Greyhounds 17 to 12. Three-point percentage, the Greyhounds are shooting an astronomical 42%, which is just really out of character for them, but it's a welcome change, you would believe.
Absolutely. They usually only average 25% outside the arc in games, but today they've just been on top of it and have been able to get outside and make those shots just because they're able to find a lot of open lanes. They've been really good about making sure they're moving the ball quickly so they're able to get people open and get those shots up and in.
Absolutely. The largest lead has been the Greyhounds by 9. The assist numbers, Greyhounds with 10 assists to the USI's 8. And the big number here is 6 steals for the Greyhounds to only 2 for the Eagles.
Definitely that strong defensive pressure that they had at the beginning of the game, being able to get in there and grab those balls back from the Eagles.
Those 6 turnovers have contributed, those 6 steals have contributed to the 9 turnovers committed by the Eagles, which, as you said, they only average about 15 turnovers a game.
Actually, they average even less. I misspoke. I was thinking of the men's team. The women's team only averages 14 a game, so they're almost there within the first half alone.
What do you think Rick Stein is saying to his Eagle squad there in the locker room?
He's telling them to tighten up their defense and make sure that they are fighting even harder to get those open lanes and make sure that they are moving around the entire group on the floor. It can't just be one person to win the game. I mean, that's a problem the Greyhounds have had. They've mainly had Martha Burse being able to put up shots. And unfortunately, one player can't win you a game. You're a team. You have to work together as a team. And that includes offense, and that's definitely what the Eagles need here.
Absolutely. And you noted the movement. The Greyhounds have been just absolutely zipping the ball around the arc and really stretching and putting stress on that Eagle defense. Do you think with their limited depth they can do this for a whole other half? We'll answer that question when we come back. You're watching Women's Basketball on GLVC Network.
Without Uindy, I wouldn't have gone in a very positive direction. I don't know what direction I would have gone in. I think the small classroom atmosphere allows a chance for you to bond with teachers and meet faculty in a way that you wouldn't at a larger school that doesn't have the interaction that Uindy does. I think they give you the fundamental knowledge that you need, but they give you the right perspective and the right character attributes and right values to put it into practice the right way and to really make a positive impact on the world. I think that's a very unique thing to UIndy that you're not going to find anywhere else.
People at UIndy, they're all very...
I am looking forward to this water.
I thought it went really well, honestly.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
But I told you, every time we broadcast a game, every time we
We like the house. but we've done our homework. Here's our bottom line. I'm going to tour the master suite again.
Your wife drives a hard bargain.
Oh, no, that's not my wife. That's my Indiana Members Credit Union manager.
I've got to get her card.
We're passionately committed to our members. Right now, get up to $1,000 off closing costs on your adjustable rate mortgage. For home loans, auto loans, business loans, and more, call or visit Indiana Members Credit Union today.
Kick off the season with a great deal at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck.
We've got over 800 new Buicks and GMC trucks,
so you can find the colors and features that you want.
Score big in a new Encore or Verano, only $149 a month. Your choice. A new Terrain, as low as $169 a month. Or Sierra Double Cab Elevation, only $199 a month.
Be part of the winning team at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck.
2 locations, US 31 South and I-465 and East Washington Street. Or at Ray Skillman Cars.
What does it mean to own an Aqua Systems worry-free water softener? It means no maintenance worries, no efficiency worries, even no changing your mind worries. No wonder 9 out of 10 people who talk to Aqua Systems choose Aqua Systems. All your worries washed away with water softeners from $4.99.
Kick off the season with a great deal at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck.
We've got over 800 new Buicks and GMC trucks,
so you can find the colors and features that you want.
Score big in a new Encore or Verano, only $149 a month. Your choice. A new Terrain, as low as $169 a month. Or Sierra Double Cab Elevation, only $199 a month.
Be part of the winning team at Ray Skillman Buick GMC Truck.
2 locations, US 31 South and I-465 and East Washington Street. Or at RaySkillmanCars.com.
Just be confident. Remember, we're holding all the cards.
Well,
we like the house, but we've done our homework. Here's our bottom line. I'm going to tour the master suite again.
your wife drives a hard bargain.
Oh, no, that's not my wife. That's my Indiana Members Credit Union manager.
I've got to get her card.
We're passionately committed to our members. Right now, get up to $1,000 off closing costs on your adjustable rate mortgage. For home loans, auto loans, business loans, and more, call or visit Indiana.
It's pretty simple. That's the car she wants, and this is the price she has budgeted. The question is, can we make that happen? I'm gonna get a coffee.
Your husband is a tough negotiator.
No, that's not my husband. He's my Indiana Members Credit Union manager.
I better get my manager.
We're passionately committed to our members. Right now, we'll help you get into your new vehicle with 2.49% APR financing. For auto loans, home loans, business loans, and more, call or visit Indiana Members Credit Union today.
You make financial decisions every day. The companies of One America offer life insurance, retirement, and employee benefits products that help individuals, families, and businesses prepare for their financial well-being. Being mutual means we focus on our customers, not Wall Street and stockholders. This allows us to maintain long-term financial strength and dedication to our customers, delivering on our promises when customers need us most. To learn more, visit us online.
Comes as a big surprise is coming into this game, resume-wise, the Eagles looked very impressive. 7-0 on the year, receiving votes in the top 25 polls, whereas the Greyhounds are on the opposite end of the spectrum, sitting at 1-6 currently. Just a very big surprise, and as we were talking before the break, we were talking about the Greyhounds, just really the ball movement has been impressive, and they've really got out and ran with the Eagles.
Absolutely, and that's one of the Greyhounds' strengths. When they're able to be quick and move fast, they're able to get a lot of points on the board. They've got a lot of players that are really good at fast breaks. Ferguson can do a fast break, Burse, Montanez, even Bailey sometimes able to get in on there as well, even though she wasn't as active there in that first half as she had 2 quick fouls, so we didn't see her quite as much as I bet Coach Woodrick would have liked to have used her.
For the Eagles, I'm sure head coach Rick Stein was very adamant about playing to their abilities, being strong, and doing what they've done all year.
Absolutely. This is a bit of a shock for the Screaming Eagles. They're used to leading early on. They have a point margin usually of about 10 to 15 points, so being so close here in this game is unusual for them. But that may work to Uindy's advantage, that the Eagles do feel so out of place and that they aren't quite clicking like they usually are, except for Morgan Dahlstra.
And as we noted, the Eagles are a lot taller across the board than the Greyhounds, and overall rebounds 17 to 12. That's in favor of the Eagles. But offensive rebounds, the Greyhounds have come down with 4 offensive rebounds, and I'm sure that's something Coach Stein preached about, keeping them off the boards. It's not something that they should be allowing to happen.
Absolutely, especially considering their size. It should be easy for the Eagles to make sure that they are pulling down those rebounds as opposed to the Greyhounds, especially considering the Greyhounds are not a very good rebounding team this year. It's been one of their main struggles that have been talked about through these first 7 games, so that's something the Eagles absolutely have to focus on here in the second half, is making sure they get all of those rebounds and not just some.
The Greyhounds are going to look to see if they can keep up with Burse. Burse has been absolutely electric in the first half, just a lot of energy. It's really supplying her teammates. And we're back underway. We have Harshbarger bringing it up for the Eagles. Quick 3 from Davidson. Ferguson comes down with the rebound. Quickly up the court to Burse. Burse into the paint and is fouled.
Eschweiler back in the game, but unfortunately for her, the first big moment is that foul as she kind of set her feet there, and Burse ran right into her.
It is nice to see Eschweiler back in the game, though, as she appeared to have, first one is no good for Burse. She appeared to have an injury to her face of some sort there in the first half, early in the first quarter, so it's good to see her back here in the second half. Burse's second shot is up and through. Harshbarger bringing it up for the Screaming Eagles. Over to Davidson. Finds Eschweiler. Eschweiler from the elbow. Quick release for Eschweiler, putting it through. And you know the Eagles got to be excited about that, about getting her going. Dangerous pass from Burse. It is knocked out of bounds by Katie Grooms, was looking for Devin Ferguson there. It will be Greyhound ball. To inbound will be Alexa Bailey. Ferguson on the wing. Finds Burse. Burse. Scrap for the ball. Eagles come up with it. We've got Harshbarger bringing it up. Not a very smart pass there from Burse, looking for Montanez. Davidson to the rim. Strong taken is fouled. There's 2 Greyhounds there in the area. It's going to be it's going to be on Taylor Drury. Sorry for that.
Taylor Drury definitely a little too close there. It looked like that was almost an over-the-back foul as she was guarding her from behind.
Davidson puts her first shot through from the charity stripe. Going to get set up for her second shot. Second one rolls through. Brings the Eagles within 1. Quick crossover there from Burse to get it across and split the defenders. The Hounds all pulled up, no one on the block, all around the arc. Ferguson for 3. Long and misses, and that's going to be Eagle ball.
Ash Montanez tried to save that one there, but unfortunately fell onto the floor before she was able to get the ball back in bounds.
Harshbarger. Finds Eschweiler. Eschweiler looking for some help, looking for someone to get it to. Is able to get it to Dahlstrom. Harshbarger back with it. 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Harshbarger strong to the rim. Underhand flip and is able to get it in. What a move by Randa Harshbarger.
That's only her second basket of this game, but a strong one to give them the lead.
Quickly up the court for the Greyhounds. Down to Montanez on the block. And misses it. And Ferguson tried to save it, but it appears it will be USI ball. Unable to do so.
Montanez took her eyes off the rim there and wasn't able to make sure she followed through on that layup. Nice Ferguson, though, to try and get the ball back, just went out of bounds a little bit too quickly.
Harshbarger communicating with the coach on the sideline. Quickly gets it to Eschweiler. Eschweiler down to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom into the body of Drury and able to knock it in for her points 22 and 23 of this game. Ferguson quick to the rim, draws it out. Good defense by Eschweiler. Over to Drury. Burse looking to make him from the elbow. No good. Drury able to come up with the tipped ball. Montanez setting a screen for Burse. Bailey calling for a screen. That's Drury moving to her right. Finds Ferguson. Down to Montanez, who's in a double team, is able to scoop it up from over the top of Harshbarger's head and put it in for two.
Montanez able to use her size there, as she is the tallest on the team for the Greyhounds.
Eschweiler from deep, no good. Physical fight for the ball. Montanez comes up with it. That's going to be a foul on, it appears, Dahlstrom.
One of Montanez's strengths is fighting for those rebounds. Leads the team in rebounds, averaging about 7 a game.
Harshbarger playing tight defense on Burse. Burse able to get by her and find Bailey. That's Drury, handles the pass. They're going to call body. Was blocking on Harshbarger. Harshbarger not happy with the call.
Harshbarger had her feet set a little bit too much there for that.
Just needed to slide her feet with Ferguson. Couldn't get squared up. Here we go. No good there by Burse on the teardrop move. That's going to be a foul. Burse, another foul.
Went a little bit too hard there to grab the ball and ended up getting another over the back foul.
Eschweiler to inbound. Harshbarger bringing it up. That's Grooms on the sideline, finds Johnson, thought about it, and three, and then just passes it off to Grooms instead. Dumps it down to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom again, just continuing to be successful on the block and baseline areas. Up to Ferguson. Ferguson looking for a layup and has it blocked from behind by Katie Grooms. They're going to call a jump ball. Great defense on the trail there by Grooms.
Grooms definitely able to get in there and make sure Ferguson wasn't able to have a clean layup there. She had to fight for that and fortunately wasn't able to get that one in, but the Greyhounds do retain possession.
Here we go. Bailey over to Montanez. Burse, very physical, they're going to call a charge. Ashley Johnson taking one for the team there as Burse absolutely came in out of control.
And that is Burse's fourth foul, so she's in significant foul trouble here only midway through the second half. That is not good for the Greyhounds.
Do you look for, what would it mean for Burse to play less aggressively for the Hounds? How would that hurt them?
if everyone else is able to step up in her place, it's not going to hurt them that much, but Burse needs to be able to get open for her own offensive shots.
Johnson able to find Harshbarger, and we've got one Greyhound, Ferguson, helped up by teammates, and it appears Eschweiler is trying to gather herself here as there was some contact on that play. That's a foul on Ferguson. Eschweiler appears okay, tells her teammates she's okay.
It's going to be Ferguson's third foul here, so now the Greyhounds have 2 of their starters that they have to be careful of with fouls.
Grooms inbounds to Harshbarger. Eschweiler with it. Grooms finds Dahlstrom, who swings it over to Johnson, down to Eschweiler, and that's a kicked ball by the Greyhounds. That's a kicked ball by Alexa Bailey. It will be USI ball. On the inbound is going to be Katie Grooms.
Bailey definitely frustrated with herself there as she thought her foot was out of the way.
Johnson for 3. No good. It's long. It will be Greyhound ball.
Definitely what the Greyhounds want to see is forcing those turnovers from USI and making sure they throw that ball out of bounds.
Ferguson will receive the inbound pass from Bailey and give it right back. Long pass there to Philpott. Philpott for 3. No good. Rattles out.
Bailey with a magnificent steal there.
And that was a travel. We're going to call travel on Alexa Bailey. Very close defense by the Eagles. Really stepping it up here on the defensive end.
Absolutely. They've been making sure that they keep things closer, and they've regained the lead here, and they've held it for most of the second half as they went on a huge 7-point run there at the beginning of this quarter, and they've really been able to protect that lead since. Greyhounds just haven't been able to make quite enough of a dent in it.
Here in the second half, the Greyhounds really struggling here from the field. Not quite getting the shots to fall that they had falling for them in the first half.
No, they've had some unfortunate rollouts, as you saw there on that Philpott 3 that she tried not too long ago. But unfortunately, that just is part of the game. Sometimes you're not going to get that lucky roll or that lucky bounce that you need, and you've got to fight through it and make sure you're just taking more shots and putting as much up at that rim as you can to make sure something falls in.
What changes have you seen from the Eagles here to really regain this lead?
I think defensively they've been a lot stronger in the second half than they were in the first. They seem a little bit tighter and like they're communicating better as a group. They've also been passing really well, and the Greyhounds on the opposite end have not. They've been making a lot of passes that have been pretty dangerous, and it's cost them a few points here.
Absolutely it has. And here we, coming out of the timeout, it will be USI ball. Eschweiler to inbound to Ashley Johnson. Johnson will walk it up, calling out plays to her teammates. It's Davidson down to Dahlstrom. Johnson back with it. Grooms finds Eschweiler. Eschweiler looking for someone to go to. Dahlstrom with the strong turnaround and knocks it in again. Dahlstrom absolutely on fire here for the Eagles. Long pass from Ferguson sails over the head of Taylor Drury. Another turnover here for the Greyhounds.
Greyhounds have to be careful of those long passes. They've had too many here that have become turnovers.
The Eagles moving the ball around the arc here. Back to Johnson. He's able to find Eschweiler. A wide open Katie Grooms for 3. Puts it through. And that might get Katie Grooms going and awaken the sleeping giant here. Bailey sprinting up the court right in front of Grooms. Over to Philpott. Philpott, wide open 3, just short. Johnson comes down with it. He's trying to out-sprint Philpott. Will pull it back out. Ooh, finds a streaking Dahlstrom. And Dahlstrom again on the trail, able to put it in.
I'm going to actually run out of points on my score sheet for Dahlstrom, so now I'm having to write them in. She has been incredible here tonight. Has 29 points this afternoon.
Nearly doubling her season average so far. What do you think the Greyhounds have to do to slow down Dahlstrom?
They just have to start clogging up the lane. They just haven't been playing enough defense where they're able to block passes or able to block runs. They've left a lot of wide open space, so they need to be tighter and make sure that they are getting in those places where they can't run in and grab a shot.
They've played man and they've played zone. Where else can they turn to slow down Dahlstrom? Maybe a double team?
That would be my next best guess. Double team, maybe try a bit of a full court press here, as USI has done that here in this game when the Greyhounds were doing well. I don't see why the Greyhounds couldn't try that themselves.
Absolutely. Maybe fatigue setting in a little bit here for the Greyhounds. As we have noted, they are short-handed.
Definitely has to be a factor, as a lot of those players have been out on the floor for most of the game. Doesn't help that it looks like Erin Wood isn't out here today either, and she usually subs in for Ashley Montanez to give her some time off the floor, but Montanez has just been going and going here.
To inbound is Ferguson. Looking for Bailey, finds Bailey. Bailey nearly has this taken away by Katie Grooms, able to split the double team. And Grooms coming up from behind to swat it away. The Greyhounds not communicating to Bailey about the defender behind her, but are able to come up with a steal of their own. Bailey to Ferguson. Ferguson loses it, and they're going to call a foul on Katie Grooms.
It's actually only her first here of this game, but she was just in a little bit too far there.
Got Bailey here at the top, able to find Ferguson. Bailey looking for Montanez, is able to get it down to her. Good defense by Eschweiler, straight up and down, and a frustration foul there by Ashley Montanez, just trying to swat at the ball and makes contact with Eschweiler.
Ends up being her third foul, so now the Greyhounds have 3 players that have to be very careful of how they're playing, because otherwise they could quickly foul out here.
Eschweiler will go to the line after the foul. The first shot is up and through. How much of a difference has having Eschweiler back been made for the Eagles here, especially on the defensive end?
It's obviously been quite a difference for them, as the Eagles came into this half down by 2, and now they're leading by 11. What I believe is actually the largest lead of the entire game.
You would be correct. Ferguson looking for Bailey, gets it in. Bailey spins out of the double team, back to Ferguson. Finds Philpott. Philpott's going to draw it back out to Bailey. Over, we've got Ferguson. Joy over to Igiosu. That was a 3-point attempt by Drury, no good. Hounds collide, 2 bodies on the floor. It's 5-on-3, down to Eschweiler, finds Davison, misses the wide open layup.
Davison's not going to be happy about that, as that'll haunt her the rest of this game.
Bailey with a strong take, and they're going to call a foul that is on Katie Grooms. Third foul there on Katie Grooms, maybe becoming a little bit frustrated. Her team playing well, but she's not producing at the level she's used to.
Absolutely.
Katie Grooms will have a seat, and into the game comes Morgan Sherwood, sophomore from Charleston, Illinois. Bailey's second shot is up and good. Nothing but net. Ashley Johnson will bring it up. Quickly over to Sherwood. Thought about a 3, draws it back in. Sherwood gets it down to Dahlstrom. Three-second violation called on the Eagles. just camping out there in the lane.
It's definitely something you want to avoid. That's a bad turnover to make, as a 3-second violation is easy to avoid.
Ferguson trying to get around the defense. Bailey back with it, letting her team get set up. Ooh, that's Ferguson back to Ngosu. That's a steal by Davison. Davison has open court in front of her and is able to knock this layup through.
Incredible speed there by Davison to make sure that she was able to have that layup all to herself.
Bailey streaking up the court. Oh, and would have been a nice pass. It's a kick off of Ashley Johnson's foot. It will be Greyhound ball. Great hustle defense though to stop the layup.
Absolutely. Greyhounds are even lucky that they get this ball back, as that was a very errant pass there by Bailey. I'm not entirely sure who she was trying to aim for there, as it seemed like there were a lot of blue bodies and not a lot of gray.
Ferguson almost crossed up Davison there. Montanez. That's Bailey with the ball. Philpott looking for Montanez, can't quite get it to her as Montanez draws the double team. Shot clock winding down. Bailey will put it up. Off the rim, no good. Davison comes down with it. And Johnson's going to slow it down here a little bit as she throws it up to Davison. Rowan on the block. Back out to Johnson. Rowan with the double team and the steal as they tried to find Dahlstrom. That is Philpott coming up with it. Philpott is able to get it over Drury. Back to Philpott. Montanez looking for a teammate. Philpott across. Over to Drury. No good. It's short off the front rim. Johnson letting her team get in the set. Looking for the last shot here. We got 10 seconds left here in this third quarter. And that's Davison for three, no good. Grooms, no, I apologize. Dahlstrom comes up with the rebound, but is no good on that first shot. It was Morgan Sherwood who missed the teardrop. So the Eagles went into the half down 2 and now find themselves up by 12 here at the end of the third quarter. What do you expect the Hounds to do to try to claw their way back into it in this final quarter?
They're going to have to be a lot smarter about passes, and they're going to have to fight for rebounds here. That's been something I haven't noticed much of from the Greyhounds. They don't seem to really go for the rebounds as much as you would think they would try to. So they've got to be much more aware when they're under the basket and pull those down so they have more opportunities to go back into their own offensive zone and start shooting again.
Maybe following their own shot and things of that nature. And you mentioned the turnovers. There were a lot of turnovers there in that third quarter for the Greyhounds. Would you expect to see them maybe try to play more of a half-court game to slow this down? As they have been running up and down with the Eagles, and it worked for them in the first half. Struggled heavily there in the third quarter. Maybe switch to a half-court offense?
I would think that would definitely be an option to consider, especially considering fatigue is definitely setting in for the Greyhounds. They've had a lot of the same girls out there the entire time because they don't really have much of another option right now, as they really only have 7 or 8 healthy players at this point. So you definitely have to do something that can accommodate well to how your team is feeling. And if fatigue's setting in, maybe having a slower half-court game would be better for them.
Absolutely. You just hope that they have some good sets and are able to get the ball where they need it to go. It'll be interesting to watch Burse here in this fourth quarter, as she does have, she's in deep foul trouble.
Yep, she has 4, so she gets another. That's going to be it for Martha Burse, so she has to be really careful about where her body and arms are at all times now.
That would be a huge loss for the Greyhounds. It's Johnson with it, looking for Dahlstrom, is able to get it over to Sherwood. That's Rowan. Down to Dahlstrom. Back to Rowan with a strong take. Acrobatic, not able to get it. Dahlstrom with the offensive rebound and another 2 points. Morgan Dahlstrom
At 31 on the game.
Doubling her season average on points, and that's a foul. That's going to be a foul on Ashley Johnson. Eagles up by 14 here early in the fourth quarter. Ferguson will inbound to Burse. Montanez at the top of the key. Back to Burse. Burse not able to find a shot. Draws a double team though. Puts up a shot anyway. Is fouled and almost gets the and one. A very physical looking foul there by Sherwood as she swatted at the hands of Burse.
Definitely got in Burse's face, and it actually knocked Burse backwards, so she ended up flat on her back. Thankfully for her, she does get to head to the line and try to make up that really close shot there that just rang out.
Burse knocks the first one down. Into the game is Katie Grooms, as Sherwood will take a seat. Second shot for Burse is up, and it goes through. Rowan will inbound to Johnson. That's Davison with it, back to Johnson. Into the post for Rowan. Rowan strong to the rim, no good. Pulled down by Montanez. Burse with the ball, guarded by Grooms. Eagles in a man-to-man. Grooms shadowing Burse. Burse able to get it up and through over the hands of Katie Grooms.
Definitely good for the Greyhounds. The Burse is back out on court and getting some points on the board for them. It looks like they were able to force a timeout there out of Southern Indiana.
And head coach Rick Stein is absolutely fired up over there on the sidelines, letting his players know how he feels as the Greyhounds have trimmed this lead down to just 10 here in the fourth.
Able to go on a nice nice three-point run there, all contributed by Martha Burse. So the Greyhounds really have to get her going here in this fourth quarter if they want any shot of trying to tie this up and get this game back.
And in a game like this, Burse is playing with the all-or-nothing mentality. 4 fouls has not slowed down her aggressiveness on the offensive end at all.
Absolutely, but that could be a detriment to the Greyhounds. They'll have to make sure she's careful, as if they lose Burse, they lose their leading scorer for this game, so it may unfortunately not be going too well if that ends up happening.
What do you see the Greyhounds continuing to do to keep feeding Burse, or would you say move to somebody else to be careful with those 4 fouls?
I would say right now continue feeding Burse and just ride the hot hand, because you do need points. You're down by 10, and a double-digit deficit is never good. So I say keep going where the shooting is being found, and if she ends up fouling out, then you're going to have to recover from that and make sure someone else is able to start putting up numbers.
We've got Ferguson will inbound for the Hounds on this. Oh, I apologize. That is Katie Grooms inbounding for the Eagles. Grooms is able to find Johnson. Eschweiler setting the screen. Looking for Dahlstrom, can't get it to her. Johnson handles the wild pass. Down to Dahlstrom on the baseline. Out to Johnson. It's a mid-range jumper. Rolls around and falls out. Montanez very physical in the paint with that rebound as Alexa Bailey streaks up the court. Finds Burse. Burse with a pull-up 3, no good. But a hustle play by Ferguson, almost worked out. Bailey can't quite get there in time. It will be Eagle ball.
Ferguson not able to quite direct that basketball inside enough, so forced Bailey to run out too far.
Dahlstrom. Johnson quickly in the post for Eschweiler. Back out to Johnson, wide open look from 3, no good. Teammates scrapping for the ball there a little bit. Montanez able to come up with it. Burse slowing it down a little bit, quickly up the court, and lets her team get set up. to Montanez there at the top of the key. And we've got a foul, and that's going to be on Alexa Bailey off the ball, just a little aggressive, trying to fight through her defender.
Defensive fouls are never what you want. If you're at least going to draw a foul, make sure you're doing it on defensives. You need to have the ball in your hands, especially when you're down by 10.
Absolutely. Back to a zone defense, 2-3 zone for the Greyhounds. Grooms looking for Dahlstrom, gets it down to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom, reverse layup, no good. And it is tipped out of bounds. Drury was the last one to touch it. It would be Eagle ball.
Nice hustle there by Taylor Drury to try and get that ball back in play for the Greyhounds, but just unfortunately wasn't able to control it in time, so still Eagle ball.
Grooms inbounds to Davison. Davison, wide open three. It's a little long, but the Eagles get the offensive rebound. That's Eschweiler. Harshbarger to Davidson. We've got another 3-second violation there on the Eagles. That's Dahlstrom, who was just camping in the paint.
Have to make sure you're outside of that line and be aware of how long you're taking within the paint when defending. It's been a bit of an issue here for the Eagles.
2 3-second violations here in the second half. Bailey finds Ferguson. Ferguson, wild pass looking for Montanez. Dahlstrom comes up with a steal.
A lot of Eagles around her. I'm not entirely sure why she decided to try and take that pass.
Harshbarger finds Davison. Down to Eschweiler. Long pass to Grooms. Grooms lines up the three and knocks it down.
Definitely something the Screaming Eagles like to see is Grooms putting up more shots.
Burse
here.
quickly up the court to Drury. Burse lines up the three of her own and knocks that one down for the Greyhounds. The Hounds not going away quite yet. Burse playing her heart out for her Greyhound teammates. Harshbarger splits the double team. That's Davidson down to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom, quick turnaround and knocks it in.
Even with a hand in her face, Dahlstrom has been able to find any sort of shot she can get here this afternoon.
Just has a very quick release and keeps the ball high. Something, you know, that keeps the coaches happy, especially with her height. That's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's a timeout here by the Greyhounds and Kristen Woodrich. If you're Woodrich, what are you preaching to your team? Obviously, you don't believe you're out of this game yet. What are you saying to your team at this timeout?
Fundamentals, fundamentals, fundamentals. You have to go back to the basics and make sure you're getting them right. That way, you can have a shot at it. You need to be pulling down rebounds. You need to be making layups. You need to be making sure that you're moving the ball correctly and not taking bad passes, especially. They've had a lot of turnovers here in the second half based on some errant passes, so they need to tighten up in that regard.
Bailey will inbound to Burse. The Eagles keeping the press on, smelling blood in the water, trying to end this game here. Burse with the double team is able to get it over to Bailey. Thought about a shot, pulls it back down. It's Ferguson with the ball. A scrap for the ball between Dahlstrom and Bailey. They're going to call a jump ball. The possession arrow is in favor of the Hounds. It will be Uindy basketball, Ferguson to inbound.
Nice fight there by Bailey to force the jump ball from the Eagles.
Something on the court, players getting it off. You've got Bailey now with the ball. Looking for Burse, can't quite get it to her. Grooms just being her shadow. Montanez on the block. Kicks it out to Bailey. Bailey, strong baseline take to Ferguson, and that's a shot clock violation. A lack of awareness there by Uindy.
And that's something that they haven't been great with here in this game. We've seen quite a few times where they've gotten the shot clock down really close, and unfortunately it bit them that time.
Harshbarger streaking up the court, finds Davison. Down to Grooms, who's going to pull it back out. Maybe try to take their time here a little bit on offense. Dahlstrom with the ball back to Harshbarger. Definitely slowing it down, having some set plays. Dahlstrom again with that high release point, just giving her too much cushion. Long pass to Montanez, and they're going to call a foul.
35 points for Dahlstrom in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a high for her.
Dahlstrom stays down after the contact with Montanez. Montanez, the foul will be on Dahlstrom. Helped to her feet by her teammates. As she now rests against the hoop. Not something you want to see, especially for someone having such a spectacular game.
Absolutely. She seems quite a bit shaken up here. Look to see if maybe we see a substitution.
She's going to try and walk it off. Coach Stein speaking with the official. Dahlstrom's going to stay in the game and try to shake it off. Montanez to the line. Montanez's first shot. No good, off the back iron. The Eagles lead by 14 here, late in the fourth. Another shot. He's able to roll that one in off the front. Quick double team here by the Hounds on Harshbarger. Harshbarger trying to outrun him, is able to find Grooves on the high pass. Over to Davidson. Finds Eschweiler. Eschweiler knocking it in from mid-range. Quick pass down to Montanez. Great defense by Dahlstrom. And it's going to be Greyhound ball as Dahlstrom was standing out of bounds and touched the ball.
Montanez is not able to get the room there for the layup that she's usually able to get there in the post.
Inbound, Burse, looking for a shot, spin, and then they call it travel, 2 minute steps.
Can't have that happening here this late in the game when you're down by almost 15.
Quickly up the court to Grooms. Grooms wide open on the three. Pump fake. Greyhound defender sails by. That was Bailey. Grooms knocks in the easy layup.
Katie Grooms starting to get going here at 13 points now.
Looking to get into Montanez. High pass off of her fingertips. Just a little long there from Martha Burse. And another timeout. Coach Woodridge wants to talk it over.
I believe that may be the Greyhounds' last timeout too. They have been flying through them here as they have struggled mightily in the second half.
Came into halftime with a 2-point lead. Now they find themselves down by 17 here late in the fourth.
Definitely has to be frustrating to see this game get completely taken out of your hands by the Screaming Eagles. But they've had an incredible performance here today, especially from Morgan Dahlstrom. This is a career-high game for her with 35 points. The last time she was able to put up double digits was 22 points against Northwood earlier this season on November 10th. So she is having a career night here.
Absolutely, and Dahlstrom still in the game, was shaken up earlier, but the Eagles obviously wanted to keep her in the games. Just an offensive powerhouse for them.
Can't lose her here today.
Harshbarger loses it momentarily, is able to come back up with it. Ferguson playing defense, is tipped by Bailey. Ferguson quickly up the court and is fouled there by Harshbarger. Harshbarger visibly upset with the call, does not agree. Thought she had all ball, says Harshbarger.
Her hands were a little far in though, so I can't say I blame the refs for making the call that they did.
2 shots here for Devin Ferguson. She'll put the first one through, and that'll cut the lead down to 16.
That'll be Ferguson's first point of this game, actually.
First and second points of the game there for Ferguson. Hounds in an all-out press. They're able to get it Dahlstrom at mid-court. Davidson with the ball, guarded by Bailey. Davidson's able to find Grooms. It's Drury defending. Dahlstrom, very physical defense by Ferguson, forcing her to kick it back out. Grooms guarded by Drury. Screen there by Dahlstrom. Grooms physical to the strong take to the rim, comes up just a little bit short. Good defense there by Ashley Montanez. Alexa Bailey across court to Burse. Burse puts up the three, knocks it in, and throws a three-pointer for Martha Burse.
Martha Burse fighting to keep the Greyhounds in this game, and she's been the only one able to connect this half.
Here we go. We've got a replay of the big shot there by Martha Burse. Tight defense by Ferguson on Harshbarger. There we go. Scrap for the ball. Davidson comes up with it. Able to get it to Eschweiler. Eschweiler puts it in. The little 3-foot jumper there by Eschweiler. Another quick cut to the rim for Martha Burse to get the layup. The inbound pass is stolen by Ferguson. Ferguson strong to the rim. Reverse layup, no good. It's 2-on-2 here. 2-on-3 here. I apologize. Grooms. Harshbarger able to get it down to Dahlstrom. Right through the legs of Dahlstrom. A little bit of a stunned look on her face.
Dahlstrom definitely was not expecting that, and she just kind of continued looking down a little bit like, where did that ball go?
Bailey to inbound. Is able to get it to Burse. Burse right up the middle, crosses over Davidson. Get strong to the rim tip, just off the bottom of the backboard. Harshbarger is able to get it to Dahlstrom. Grooms with it, looking for Dahlstrom. And that's a foul. They're going to call a foul on Drury with the body. Playing very physical defense, trying to keep them out. Here as they have cut the lead down to 12. It was up to 17 at one point. The Hounds are going to play to the final whistle as they've made that very clear.
Absolutely. That's the one thing they've been good at throughout their season so far, is they do play to the final whistle even if the outcome seems out of reach.
That's something that you want as a head coach, something Coach Woodrich prides herself on, I'm sure. That's Eschweiler down to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom almost loses it, comes back up with it. Is able. Got Harshbarger. Grooms. Dahlstrom with a strong take, kicks it out. That's Harshbarger for three. It's short. The Hounds will let it go out of bounds to be Greyhound ball.
Greyhounds trying to have as many hands on this ball as they can, as they don't have a lot of time left here in this game.
Burse bringing it up the court. Expect to see a quick shot here if they were trying to claw their way back in here. Montanez to Bailey. Back to Montanez, who was fouled. Hacked by Eschweiler. Eschweiler also has a shocked look on her face at that call, but there was very clear contact on that hack.
Absolutely. She jumped into Montanez, so well, I'm surprised she feels like she doesn't kind of deserve that foul call there.
Montanez to the line. Montanez came into tonight, knocking down her first shot. Came into tonight shooting only 67% from the free throw line. Looking to knock in her second shot here. It's up and through, knocks down both. Greyhounds down by 10 here with 1:16 left in the game.
Greyhounds hoping that maybe they can get some more people to the line here at the end of this game, as that can sometimes turn the tides.
That's Davidson. Back to Harshbarger. Burse guarding. Davidson with it. Finds Eschweiler down to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom keeps it high, just short. Bailey up the court quickly to Burse for an open three. Knocks it down. Martha Burse with a huge shot. The Hounds are within 7. Bailey. Burse playing physical defense, and it is tipped out of bounds by Burse, but quick hands to knock the ball away.
Absolutely. Burse just fighting here at the end. She has been incredibly noticeable, especially on that three that she was just able to make. She had a hand in her face as she went to do that.
Inbound for Davison. Davison finds Grooms. A little surprised the Hounds aren't fouling yet. Dahlstrom guarded physically by Ferguson. Grooms back to Harshbarger. Harshbarger looking for Grooms. Comes up with a wild pass, and they're going to say she dribbled it out of bounds. A wild pass there from Harshbarger to Katie Grooms.
Haven't seen a lot of that here from the Screaming Eagles. That actually something we expect a little bit more from the Greyhounds, is they've been making quite a few errant passes, but luckily for the Greyhounds, they can capitalize on that turnover.
Another timeout here. Charge to the Eagles, I imagine. There's 19 seconds left here. If you're the coach for Uindy, what are you telling your players here? Down by 7, clawing back, down by 17 at one point.
Just to try and finish this game out as hard as you can, see how many shots you can get to go in, and just try and make that lead a little bit smaller.
I imagine them to be looking for Burse coming out of this timeout to put up a quick shot. Burse with the hot hand has played with 4 fouls for the majority of the second half and has still managed to lead her team.
And also maybe expect them to try and foul Alex Davidson. She is the weakest shooter from the line out of the Screaming Eagles starters. Only 67% usually.
Burse with 28 points here. Second in scoring, though, amongst all scorers, as Morgan Dahlstrom has 35. But 28 points is a great game here from Burse. The second closest scorer is Ashley Montanez with 15 on the Greyhound squad.
Burse definitely has been leading this team here, as she has been doing all season long. Greyhounds are lucky to have her, because without her, they wouldn't really be in this game.
Burse absolutely playing out of her mind, shooting 55% from the field, but 63% from deep. Burse to inbound. Bailey with the ball. Over to, I don't know who that is.
I believe that was Taylor Drury there who tried to go for the three.
I thought it went. Another timeout for Southern Indiana. 10 seconds here left in the game.
Just trying to ice the Greyhounds so they don't have any sort of momentum here at the end of this game, so the Eagles can go out with a strong win.
Talking it over, probably going to have their strongest free throw shooters in the game here on this inbound, and all they're talking about is just get it inbounds, don't make any silly passes on the inbounds, don't make any silly plays on the inbounds.
Absolutely, got to keep this game where it's at for the Eagles.
The Hounds have broken their huddle. Bailey still talking with Woodrich. The Eagles still talking it over. We'll look at some other stats here. For Southern Indiana, obviously, Dahlstrom, 35 points. The next closest scorer is Katie Grooms with 13, really carrying the load offensively for Southern Indiana.
Absolutely. She was all they had in that first half there, as Katie Grooms just could get absolutely nothing going to start this game off. But once she was able to find her stride there in the second half, Dahlstrom was able to back off a little bit and spend nothing but the two of them since.
Inbound pass to Grooms. Quickly fouled there by Drury. Grooms will... There will be an inbound pass. They still had they have some fouls to give here. There will be an inbound pass, non-shooting.
It's as if Taylor Drury has now fouled out of this game, so we won't be seeing any more of her here in the last 9 seconds.
In for her is Philpott. Able to find Grooms. Quickly fouled there by Bailey. Grooms talking with the ref, maybe not happy with how hard she was fouled there by Bailey. Back to Grooms, who was fouled again. It's Negosio on the foul. Katie Grooms will now go to the line for 2 shots. Grooms coming into this game shooting 85% from the charity stripe. About as automatic as you can get from there. But misses the first one, which is exactly what the Hounds wanted to see if they can't get this a stolen inbound pass. Grooms lining up her second shot. Misses both. Up to Burse. Burse quickly puts up a 3, and it is short. And we have a whistle, and they will end it right there. Final score: University of Southern Indiana Eagles 73, Greyhounds 66. So, Liz, what did you take away from there? And really, the Hounds keeping it much closer than we had anticipated.
Yes, absolutely. We're able to keep it closer considering that they had a really good first half, but unfortunately you have to play a full 40 minutes if you want to win a game. They lost it there in the third quarter and just were not able to claw their way back no matter how hard they tried in the fourth. So you just got to make sure that you are keeping up with fundamentals and that you are able to make those shots and keep it going for the full time.
Down 17 at one point. Really fought back hard to only fall by 7, but obviously not the result that they were hoping for.
No, unfortunately not, as they now fall to 1-7 on the season, 0-2 in conference play.
Looking at some statistics here. We're going to go down to our sideline reporter, Crystal Sicard, who is with head coach Rick Stein.
Well, we certainly had to step up our play. Indy played a great first half. They really took us out of some things we wanted to do. They're a good ball club, and they're well coached. And I thought our intensity level in the second half picked up just a little bit. Defensively, we did some better things, shut them down a little bit. Obviously in this league, every night you're going to get great basketball games, and that's what I expected today. We had a great game both ways.
And looking further into this season, what do you think your team needs to work on so that you guys can keep this momentum going?
Well, we got to get up to a little bit better start. The start of the game's kind of been a slow one for us. Third and fourth quarter's been pretty good for us so far. The intensity level in this league is so high. You got to be ready from jump. Obviously, Indy was, and they got up to a good start. Defensively, I didn't think we did the kind of things that we've been doing up to this point, but it was good enough to really take a lead late and get a good W. So every win in this league is a good one. So I feel real good for our team to get this one out of the way.
Well, congratulations on the win again today. That's all I have. Go back to you guys.
Thank you, Chris. We'll look at some quick stats here. The Eagles shot a really strong 52% from the field. They out-rebounded the Greyhounds 35-27. The only statistical category that the Greyhounds were able to top the Eagles in was three-point percentage, shooting 33%. So that is all we have here. Stay tuned for our men's game, tipping off at 3:15. We're watching women's basketball on the GLVC network.